We are now in Aksum, and we are on our way to the mausoleum of King Kaleb and his son Gesesew. But before we can get to the mausoleum, there is a new discovery. In January 2013, this structure was found. It is not clear at the moment as to what the structure was used for. Archaeological work is still being undertaken. Was it a gateway to a new tomb? Was it a shaft tomb, or was it similar to the structure that we are looking at, the structure in our view? This was found about half a century ago, and it is generally believed it was used for baptismal purposes. So is this a similar duplicate of that structure? There are two tombs in this mausoleum for King Kaleb and his son Gesesew. In one of the tombs we have two coffins, but the other is an unfinished tomb with no coffins, and we are not sure as to whether this was for the son. King Kaleb is often depicted as an angel, a saint. As a matter of fact, Saint Elisban. And of course, we should note that his piety, his contribution to church construction during his reign, his rescue of Christian believers who were being persecuted in Yemen, all of these actions would not be lost on the church. Aksumite coins have been found in Sri Lanka, India, various parts of West Asia, as well as Northeast Africa, of course, pointing to a very extensive trade before and during the rule of King Kaleb. jewelry, a crown, and artifacts belonging to a previously unknown king were found within the mausoleum of King Kaleb in 2012. In 2012, remnants of the Walia ibex were found within the compound of this elaborate structure of 52 rooms. This has revolutionized our thinking about the age of the building. The Walia ibex is found only in Ethiopia. There are different species of ibex, some of which can be seen in other parts of the world. But the Walia ibex is indigenous to Ethiopia. Inhabitants of Aksum have long argued that the structure, in our view, was the palace of Queen Makida and Sheba. But skeptics claimed that the date of the palace and that of the historical queen did not match up. The recent discovery and carbon-14 dating results, however, vindicate the popular view. Given the fact that the remnants of ibex and the remains earlier mentioned date back to 1000 BC. David Phillipson actually identifies what some of the issues are and some of the problems associated with the present chronology. We note that internal periodizations of Aksumite civilization, according to him, have been based on narrow considerations, whether in terms of coins or in terms of ceramic typology. And that's basically the foundation for the schemata that we have. It is my humble opinion that the periods designated as early pre-Aksumite, middle pre-Aksumite, late pre-Aksumite, and proto-Aksumite by Michels as well as Fatovich should be redesignated early Aksumite. Now we also have another structure. In this case it's called Queen Makida's bath. But is it a reservoir? Is it a bath? And what is the actual date for this structure? Please note an artistic, impressionistic view of the Queen by Ethiopian artist Ayele. The ancient Aksumites of Africa were outstanding engineers. They constructed multi-storied residences, palaces and mansions, dams, rainwater cisterns, terraces, subterranean tombs, and of course, numerous stelae and obelisks. And so as you enter the heart of Aksum, in view are some of the largest and most impressive of these structures. Of course, the Italians under the Mussolini dictatorship audaciously took away the second largest of the monuments, erecting the structure in Rome. It was eventually returned after numerous petitions and international outrage. But we do have indeed the largest single block of stone ever quarried, fashioned, erected, and set up in the ancient world. A structure taller than any other monument in antiquity. But we have imitation windows and doors and imitation stories, 13 stories in the case of the largest of the obelisk. Note the stylized ibex impressionism on the obelisk. We see similar stylistic designs in Yeha. But we should note that the Italian return of the obelisk in 2005 would be followed by about 3 years of planning and imaging, etc. New tombs were discovered in the process. So let us take a quick look at the location of the network of tombs and subterranean passages that were identified. About 13 tombs dated around the 3rd and 4th century AD have been identified in this locality. And so, as we bring to a close our focus on aspects of Aksumite history, we must reflect on the implications for historians and for history and for the curriculum of the new discoveries. We must reflect also on the thousands of monoliths that the ancient Aksumites left us as a legacy. We must remember that the ancient Aksumites were probably the first to conceptualize the skyscraper as a possibility. They imagined multi-storied structures. And then there are the people of Aksum, descendants of the Aksumites, and the Ark of the Covenant that they believe to be in the Cathedral of Mariam, Zion. The history of the Aksumite Empire cannot be seen in isolation from its neighbors. The Republic of South Sudan, the Republic of Sudan, Eritrea, Egypt, Djibouti, the Somali region. These are all modern-day formulations in political terms of a region that interconnected in antiquity.
Shabbat.